Well, we've reached the end of these Bible engagement videos. I said I was going to go through the month of January, and that's actually arrived, and that was the plan. So hopefully you've gotten something out of these. Some of you have reached out and said so, and that's really all I was after. I was hoping that somebody would be helped along in their wrestling around with trying to engage in the Bible, because I know everybody wants to, but sometimes you just get frustrated with it. So if there were tips in here that helped you and it was good stuff, then take it and use it the rest of your life. If there was stuff that didn't make any sense to you, you didn't care about, well, forget about it and move on, those kind of things. But I think what I'd like to close out by just reiterating a few key things that I think are really, really important that I would want people to remember when it comes to engaging with the Bible. And the first one is have a plan. For this January, we had a plan, and the plan was the shortest books of the Bible. And that's a viable plan as any other plan, and we saw, hopefully, that those short books, just because they're short doesn't mean that they're not meaningful. I mean, they're really, really good stuff, and they also are off the beaten path enough where you're hearing things maybe you don't remember hearing before, and that's one of the cool things about it. Now, I would highly recommend that once you finish Jude, you can stay there, or go and stay with that plan. Go to the next shortest one, or I would maybe go to the letters of Paul. They're arranged in the New Testament in the order of length, and a next stop could be, we did Philemon, a next stop would be Titus. Now, it's not one chapter, it's 3 chapters, but still very brief, can be read in one sitting very easily. But it is one of my favorite books in the entire Bible. It is a fantastic, just beautifully packed with all kinds of things in there. So go on to Titus and remember the things that we said, read a little bit of review commentary on it, understand the context, understand it, who's writing and who they're writing to, why are they writing, and it's different than the others we've seen, and then just read it out loud. I do it anyway. Read it. Listening. You're going to listen. You don't have to try to get anything out of the Bible. You just go to listen to it, take it in, and then be honest in your interactions with the Lord about it. Hey, that's really good stuff. That's helpful. Wow, I don't know what that even means. Or gosh, that's confusing. Or whatever it is, because remember that the whole goal of Bible engagement is your relationship with the Lord. But you want to have a plan. Incidentally, I don't know if we said this or not, but the YouVersion app, YOU version app of the Bible, easy, it's free. It has plans for you. It'll go through and search out the plans. It's got just scores of plans, but have a plan, some sort of thing, approach. Read through the Bible from cover to cover, all that. Any plan is better than no plan. Just have one in mind and go on to different ones. The second thing is, we did reiterate a lot, and I'm just going to say it one last time, is start small and go for daily. Start small, go for daily. And if you mess up daily, okay, well, you messed up daily. Just get it back on the horse. A lot of times when we fail at something, maybe we go several days in a row, like 8 days in a row I did something, and then the 9th day I messed up. Well, what will happen to us a lot of times, it will tell ourselves, well, therefore I'm a failure, or therefore I can't do this, therefore that's just not me. Well, that's not even close to being true. Every single person messes up in those areas. Highly disciplined people have had their failures. Everybody knows that. We said, and this is still a very important principle to remember, that the difference between people who succeed and people who fail is how they respond to failure. Failures say, well, I guess I'm a failure, and then they just leave themselves in failure. Successful people say, well, I messed up, I failed, and I'm going to learn from the failure, and I'm going to get back on it and do it again. So just make it your goal for life that you are going to engage in the Bible daily. And if you miss a day, get right back on it. If you miss a year, get right back on it. And don't just tell yourself, therefore I can't do this. Just get back on and go back to start small, go for daily, and watch daily grow. And if it doesn't grow over time, you're still on 5 minutes a year from now. Well, 5 minutes every single day is a lot. You're going to cover a lot of ground. Just in this thing, we did, 4 different books of the Bible, of the 66? Even if they were short, we covered a lot of ground in a very short time. So take that encouragement. And then finally, remember, I guess the third thing is, remember there is a faith. Remember, there is a faith. And here's what I mean by that. My takeaway, again, I was doing this plan as my Bible study quiet time plan as I was walking through these and studying 2 John, 3 John, Philemon, and Jude. One of the main takeaways that I personally received is the reminder that there is such a thing as the faith. And here's what's important about that. You notice that they challenged false teaching. They said, these are the things that matter, and these are the things that don't, and these are the things that need to be counteracted. I developed a new appreciation for that, because one of the things that I'm noticing that I've said from the platform is I'm concerned when people say, we just need to love Jesus. We need to love Jesus. I agree with that, but I think one of the things that can happen to us is it's not the biblical Jesus. Jesus, for people who don't engage in the Bible, becomes just their kind of generalized niceness guy in their head. And what Bible engagement is really for is for you to get to know the real, actual Jesus and have a relationship with him. That's why sometimes when you're reading the Bible, you're going to think, man, that's great stuff. That really encourages me. Wow, that's kind of scary stuff, and that makes me nervous. Boy, that's really confusing stuff. I don't even know what I think about that. Just like you would a real person. That's why the Bible will do that to you in the same way that other relationships in your life have that. That's why it's so important. You're getting to know the faith. You're getting to know the Jesus, not the one that's just kind of rumored to be out there somewhere or is just this projection of our own minds and our culture. And that's why you want to take it seriously, because you're shaping your faith according to the truth, not according to your own whims and those kinds of things. And there could be nothing more important than that, I would think. And so those books reinforce that a lot. But you got to see it from different angles. Philemon was a lot different than Jude. But at the same time, you need both. They kind of worked like organs in a body, each doing different things, but really giving you a portrait of a well-balanced, thought-out faith, and that's what you really are after. So again, hopefully you got something out of these. I really, really, really appreciate anybody who joined along, and one plan could be to watch them again if you think that would do some good. I think I'm going to go ahead and release some bonus tracks here not too long, just to kind of add a few thoughts on a couple of subjects. But other than that, thank you again for tuning in, and I hope things go fantastic in your future Bible engagement.